I now recognize the gentleman from Oklahoma, Mr. Lucas.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Ms. Shotwell, in your testimony, you say that NASA independently verified SpaceX's total development cost for Falcon 1 and Falcon 9 at $390 million. Does that include the cost of development for the Dragon capsule?
No, sir. That was just for the Falcon 9 and the Falcon 1 program.
So how much more was spent to develop the Dragon capsule?
As of December last year, another $300 million.
As of December last year, okay. So what is the total development cost then for the entire Falcon and Dragon system?
We're not quite done with the Dragon development. I anticipate the entire development to be
I've been led to believe maybe $690 million. Is that a fair number?
No, it'll be $50 or $60 million more than that, sir.
So $700 million then?
That's
plus.
correct.
Did NASA independently verify SpaceX total development costs for the entire Dragon 9 and Falcon 9 and Dragon systems?
They had access to our financial data for that. I don't know the extent of the analysis they did on the data.
And maybe this is a question for the director as well as yourself then. Who exactly performed that kind of verification? An entity from within NASA or?
I'll need to take that question for the record. I don't know the specifics of how that detailed cost accounting was done.
Because as you can well expect, just looking at this from the perspective of the taxpayer, we're curious about the money and the details and the verification. You've told our staff, Ms. Shotwell, that SpaceX does not assign engineering costs to individual vehicles. Is that correct?
Our engineers do not sign time cards. On the other hand, we can estimate the numbers of engineers that are working individual projects, but it is just estimates.
So I guess my question then, doesn't that make it kind of hard for SpaceX or NASA to know what the true development cost is?
It makes it difficult to understand the exact cost. On the other hand, the overall cost for the total program is not. It's the money that we've expended.
So then I would ask, thinking about that and looking at what the real costs are involved to both yourself and the director, so do either one of you keep track of the value of the technical services received from NASA? Since you mentioned using various facilities and testing equipment, is that just been a freebie, so to speak, or is that accounted for by either entity?
We pay for the facilities that we use from NASA. For example, the Marshall Space Flight Center facility. We've leveraged the ArcJet facility testing out of Ames, and we pay for that.
So that's all tracked, that's all verified, that's all public record then?
Yes.
To you, Director, NASA's told us that the average cost to deliver a kilogram of cargo to the International Space Station by the CRS contract is $59,000 per kilogram. I believe CRS providers are expected to deliver 40 metric tons, 40,000 kilograms times $59,000 per kilogram. By my math, that's about $2.36 billion, and the CRS contract total is $3.5 billion, totals on the contracts. So what's the remaining billion, sorry, we're into too many trillions in this town anymore, $140 million paying for?
The numbers we talk about in cargo, we talk about the 40 metric tons, right, of cargo, 20 to each contractor. That's what we consider usable cargo. So for us, that is the actual cargo that is delivered to space. So that's the thing that we can actually use. But you can't just deliver it. You actually have to pack it. It has to go into flight support equipment in the spacecraft, and there's other things that hold it in place or allow it to be delivered. And that's the difference in price. So we're paying for a price per rocket, and then we've been asked to provide the price per kilogram, so then we just divide those out. And whether we include that other support equipment or not, you can get two different prices for the price per kilogram. And we can show you all the counting and all the math and all the details behind that if you'd like to go review that in detail with us.
I suspect we'll look at all the numbers because it on surface appears to be about $1 billion prize here for successfully prevailing in this contract. With that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back the balance of my time.